Jack is the greatest still. At the age of 60, he's going to be 64 January 20th.
Jack Nicklaus has never needed exaggerated praise to prove his greatness, because for decades the people who competed against him have already said everything that matters. Long before social media debates and endless comparisons became part of sports culture, the world's greatest golfers were already answering the same question.
Still can putt the same way. The method that he has is flawless.
Who set the standard for excellence? Again and again, the conversation always found its way back to Jack Nicklaus. His legacy isn't built only on statistics or championship trophies. It is built on the respect of the players who stood beside him, challenged him, lost to him, and sometimes even defeated him. When Tiger Woods talks about Jack, he doesn't simply mention 18 major championships.
Nobody's ever copied it. And it's flawless the way he does it.
He explains that Jack created the benchmark every golfer has chased ever since. Every major Tiger won, every historic moment he produced, still existed under the shadow of the record Jack established decades earlier.
Over to me and he put his arm around my neck like this, gave me a tug like this.
That alone explains why Nicklaus remains the measuring stick for greatness. Arnold Palmer offered another perspective, and perhaps an even more meaningful one because Palmer wasn't admiring Jack from afar. He lived through the rivalry. He experienced firsthand what it was like trying to beat Nicklaus during the height of his powers. Palmer understood that defeating Jack wasn't just another victory. It felt like accomplishing something extraordinary because Jack demanded perfection from everyone around him.
My best shot, but it wasn't good enough. And he smiled and he said, "Congratulations, I'm really happy for you."
That kind of respect cannot be manufactured by history books. It comes only from direct competition.
Now, when Jack said he gave me his best shot and it wasn't good enough, I said...
Tom Watson shared another side of Jack's character that fans rarely hear about. After Watson earned one of his biggest victories over Nicklaus, Jack didn't respond with bitterness or excuses. Instead,
"Now, maybe I've arrived, and I can beat and play with the big boys."
He delivered a simple, honest message that stayed with Watson throughout the rest of his career. Those few words became one of the defining moments in Watson's confidence as a champion. Jack didn't always inspire others through speeches or celebrations. Sometimes one sincere sentence from him carried more weight than hours of motivation from anyone else.
Good, that he was a great player, and
Nick Faldo remembers watching Jack compete at the Masters in 1971, and that single experience changed the direction of his entire life. Watching Nicklaus perform with complete confidence and control made Faldo realize exactly what kind of golfer he wanted to become. That influence reached far beyond scorecards because Jack wasn't just winning tournaments. He was inspiring future generations before they had even turned professional. Lee Trevino, one of the finest competitors the sport has ever produced, often reminds people that Jack's greatness wasn't limited to powerful drives or famous victories. Trevino insists that Jack Nicklaus was the greatest putter he ever witnessed.
had a knack for playing the game of golf.
Coming from a player known for speaking honestly and never handing out compliments without reason, that statement carries enormous credibility. It also highlights something many casual fans overlook. Jack rarely relied on one extraordinary skill. Instead, he possessed every skill necessary exactly when the situation demanded it. When the pressure increased, Jack simply found another answer.
I looked up to him. I looked at his
but have
record.
you lusted for his record?
Gary Player explains this better than almost anyone. According to Player, Jack had an incredible ability to control every part of his game when the stakes became highest. While many players became emotional under pressure, Nicklaus appeared calmer, sharper, and even more focused.
I wouldn't say lusted for his record, but I just think that was the gold standard because,
The bigger the tournament became, the more dangerous he became. That ability separated him from almost everyone else in golf history. Modern fans often watch highlight reels filled with dramatic birdies and unforgettable celebrations.
He played into his strengths and away from his weaknesses. Tiger did that as well.
But those clips only tell part of the story. Jack Nicklaus built his success through strategy as much as talent.
Up as much as Jack did. You know, Jack was an unbelievable three-wood player.
Hal Sutton has spoken about how carefully Jack managed every round. Instead of chasing unnecessary hero shots, Nicklaus constantly positioned himself for success, using clubs like his trusted three-wood to place the golf ball exactly where he wanted it. He understood that winning wasn't about impressing crowds with impossible shots. Winning meant making smart decisions over and over until everyone else eventually made mistakes. That patient, calculated style became one of the defining characteristics of his career. Ben Crenshaw admired another quality that statistics can never measure. He often spoke about Jack's sportsmanship and integrity, recalling moments when Nicklaus consistently chose fairness over personal advantage. Even while chasing championships, Jack never allowed competition to replace character. His reputation as a gentleman became just as important as his reputation as a champion. Craig Stadler experienced Jack's leadership from another angle during the Ryder Cup. Rather than serving as a ceremonial captain, Nicklaus invested himself completely in preparing his team. Every decision, every meeting, and every detail reflected his determination to give his players every possible advantage. He didn't simply accept responsibility, he embraced it. Even after his playing career slowed down, Jack's influence never disappeared. Ernie Els has openly explained how Nicklaus became one of the biggest inspirations behind his own golf course design philosophy. Jack approached architecture the same way he approached tournament golf, with patience, intelligence, precision, and careful planning. Every course he designed reflected the strategic thinking that made him such a successful competitor throughout his career. That may be the most remarkable part of Jack Nicklaus's legacy. Many champions leave behind unforgettable memories, but Jack left behind an entire blueprint for future generations to follow. His influence extends through players, coaches, architects, captains, and fans who continue learning from the example he created decades ago. That is why, whenever golfers from different generations are asked about Jack Nicklaus, their answers always return to the same themes. They speak about excellence under pressure, unmatched consistency, intelligent decision-making, quiet confidence, genuine sportsmanship, and a level of respect that has survived every era of golf. Records may eventually be challenged, new stars will continue to emerge, and future champions will create unforgettable moments of their own, yet the standard established by Jack Nicklaus continues to define greatness itself. His story is no longer simply about winning tournaments or collecting major championships. It is about earning admiration from the very people who understand golf better than anyone else. When legends speak about Jack Nicklaus, they aren't just remembering history, they are explaining why his name still ends the greatest debate the sport has ever known.